chosen a prayer this morning from Sister Joan Chittister of the Benedictine Sisters of Erie. Sister Joan is the past president of the Leadership Conference of Women Religious that guides and coordinates the activities of over 67,000 women worldwide. The co-chair of the Global Peace Initiative of Women in partnership with the United Nations. An award-winning author of over 40 books. She wrote a prayer titled, "Welcome to the Wisdom of the World." I ask you to join me in prayer. May your journey through the universal questions of life bring you to a new moment of awareness. May it be an enlightenment. May you find embedded in the past, like all the students of life before you, the answers you are seeking now. May they awaken that in you, which is deeper than fact, truer than fiction, full of faith. May you come to know that in every human event is a particle of the divine, to which we turn for meaning here, to which we tend for fullness of life hereafter. In this we pray.
Please be seated. Good morning. Welcome. It's great to see all of you for Commencement 2013. And I'm Dr. Hogan. Thank you for prayer. I'd like to start by thanking our faculty. Our caring, passionate, inspiring, eclectic, funny faculty. Would you all stand? You are the ones who make our school the caring, passionate, inspiring, eclectic, funny place that it is, and thank you. I'd also like to thank parents. Parents, would you stand? Let's think. You made it through toilet training, the terrible twos, the often scary age of 13, and there should be a real drum roll here. You made it through the college process. Thank you, Ms. Bradley. So congratulations. The parent of one of our seniors asked if I would talk a bit today about Doane Stewart, our unique heritage in our chapel, for all of our guests who may be new to our school. It was a welcome reminder that what seems ordinary and matter-of-fact to us may seem quite out of the ordinary to those encountering our unusual school for the very first time. Doane Stewart was founded in 1975 by visionary men and women who believed that it was possible to bring together people of very different faiths and backgrounds in a community of trust, understanding, and respect. Merging the Roman Catholic Kenwood Academy, founded in 1852, and the Episcopal St. Agnes School, founded in 1870, our founders created an interfaith, diverse community with a mission dedicated to discovery, scholarship, faith, and social responsibility, and to the firm belief that very real differences among us, which so often keep us apart, can be the same differences that bring us together. It's our founders' vision of a more perfect world that guides our work every single day. And it's that vision that is reflected in the variety of religious symbols that you see in our chapel. I think that our founders would be pleased and proud to see Doane Stewart in 2013. I know that our founders also would be proud to see the class of 2013 and to know how much they've worked individually and collaboratively to preserve the values and traditions that make us Doane is Owl and the Moon by Arnold Lobel. The story seems, on the surface, straightforward, an impressive example of artistic skill accomplished with the barest of materials, but with unexpected complexity beneath its simple language and engaging illustrations. Sitting happily alone one evening on a rock overlooking the water, Owl has watched as a great round moon rises and shines over the sea. Owl gazes at the moon and muses, "If I am looking at you, moon, then you must be looking back at me. We must be very good friends." After a time, the moon, still steadfast in the sky, follows Owl on his journey home. Owl, who is prone to worry, tries to stop the moon, guiding it, as he explains, back over the sea, where you look so fine. But when Owl looks up once again, there is the moon, coming right along with him. Flustered and ever more worried, Owl climbs to the top of a hill and calls out in his strongest voice, "Goodbye, moon!" And suddenly, the moon disappears behind the clouds. Owl searches for the radiant moon, but it is finally gone. "It is sad to say goodbye to a friend," Owl whispers to himself. Arriving home, Owl's bereft as he climbs into bed in his dark room, when, Lobel writes, all at once his bedroom was filled with silver light. "Moon," cries Owl, "you have followed me all the way home. What a good, round friend you are." Then Owl put his head on the pillow and closed his eyes. The moon shone down on Owl and stayed with him, keeping him safe through the night. Owl's is a wonderful story of faith and trust, of growing up and growing away, but always staying close. You will leave here for colleges near and far. You'll go on adventures in big cities, up mountains to faraway oceans. You'll try new things, create art and music and poems and scientific experiments. You'll explore, discover, make mistakes, and then find your way. And, like the enduring moon in Owl's story, the people and the memories of this time and this place will always be with you, keeping you safe through the night. We wish you all the best. Thank you. I'm very pleased to introduce our two senior speakers today, Sean Flannery and Jacob Shipley.
There is a word in French, sillage, which means the scent that lingers in air, the trail left in water, the impression in space made after something or someone has been and gone. In my time here, I feel I have absorbed many elements of Don Stewart that will never leave me, that will continue to influence my way of thinking long after I have gone. In particular, an atmosphere that encourages curiosity, in which an uninterested student is hard to find. Ever since I can remember, the people here have pushed me to delve into whatever captures my interest. Teachers and students alike have supported me and encouraged me in every new, exciting venture into the unknown. And I hope that I have done the same for others, for I know so many people here whose inquiry will never end. I think that if there is one thing that defines the students and faculty of Don Stewart, it is a collective curiosity that pushes boundaries in every field. We are diverse, as are our interests, but this desire to learn more unifies us. This part of Don Stewart will resonate with me forever, and I will take it with me into the future. So that is the school's most prominent petit sillage in my life. But I hope that I and my class have also made an impact on this community. Sometimes I'm baffled that within the 33 people of the graduating class of 2013, there could possibly exist so much variety. We are all vastly different, but I feel that through any conflicts that may arise, runs a current of encouragement in all that we do for each other and for ourselves. Our class has left its mark on Doane Stewart in many ways, but I trust that when you think of us, you will remember this tacit support as one of our defining traits. So next year, and the year after that, look back on this class and remember us fondly, because I know that for the rest of my life, I will see people and things that remind me of the 12 years that I have spent here, of the qualities that I have just described to you, and I will relish the sweet, lingering perfume of Doane Stewart all anew. Thank you.
So my sister and I used to count bridges. When we went hiking in the Adirondacks, there were these small wooden bridges that help us cross over streams and stretch in mud. They're still there, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I haven't gone hiking in a little while, but they're not actually bridges. They're just planks laid out on top of logs. But they're really fun because they're really unstable, so you have to hold your arms out. Like, you know, when you're a little kid, you can't walk correctly, so well, you can walk correctly, but okay, digging myself in the hole. You can walk correctly, but you have to balance. So you hold your arms out, and you try not to fall, and you walk carefully. And when you get to the end of a plank, you step down, and the back end would shoot up and shock the person behind you. It's really fun. I used to get so excited when we'd see a bridge, because, I mean, it's a bridge. And of course, being the considerate preteen I had to shout it out, just in case nobody else was looking where they were going. But anyway, we used to count the bridges as a little game. At least for me, I used to defend off boredom because I hated hiking. I don't anymore. It's actually one of my favorite activities, though I haven't gone in a little while. But it was terrible. My legs would get so sore and so tired, and I was the crankiest young little kid. But the bridges were cool. And my sister and I also used them as checkpoints to mark how far we were, and on the way back, we'd see a bridge, and we're like, oh, I know how far I am from the end. Because I never wanted to continue. I was like, oh, the end's close, cool. My sister graduated from college this year, and I'm graduating from high school today. And that's really bizarre. I used to think that I would never be a senior. Because I remember in 9th grade how long the next 4 years felt, and how tired I was, and how much I wanted to be done with high school, and how mature the seniors were. Yeah. Really mature. Me too. Yeah. They didn't count bridges. But now that I'm here, I realize how wrong I was. Because every time I go hiking, hasn't been in a while, but I do make sure to count the bridges. I still get excited when I turn a corner and see the wooden planks ahead, and I refuse to let go of that little kid in me who takes solace in the fact that despite how tired and sore his legs feel, there's an awesome 5-foot-long piece of wood waiting to be walked on. Even better, there's probably more than one. There are probably dozens, hundreds, thousands of bridges that keep the inner child in me alive. We are graduating from high school today. And soon enough, we're going to graduate from college and join the real world. How many bridges is that?
Rise and join us in singing spirits. been helping us with preparations for our green roof, lending us his expertise. And he's also been helping us in other areas of sustainability, helping us meet people and learn new things and plan for the future. So we're very proud to have with us today Mr. Joe.
Good morning, everyone. This is such an extraordinary privilege. I'm deeply humbled and honored to be here with you today, and I'd like to begin by expressing my heartfelt appreciation to Lisa Brown for asking me to come here and speak with you this morning. As are all spaces and time, this moment, this conversation, is pure singularity and will occur but once in our lifetimes. I can only express my gratitude to each of you and to Doan Stewart School and community for letting me share this incredibly special occasion with you. For many weeks now, I've been ruminating on what I wanted to talk with you about this morning. I was recently listening to NPR on the radio, and given that this is the season for graduations, they were doing a report on graduation speeches. The report began with an extended audio montage of speakers talking to students just like you, all over the country, advising you to follow your passions. And I thought about this for a while, and honestly, I found the advice a little bit lacking. Make no mistake, I'm absolutely in favor of passion as a key motivator to drive you to do whatever it is that you choose to do. But it's much more important to do what you find to be inspiring and truly meaningful than to follow your passions exclusively. Should you choose to do this, should you choose to follow a course richer than that defined solely by the fluctuations and volatilities of your passions, the world in which we find ourselves fortunate enough to live offers a limitless wellspring of both meaning and inspiration. Practice a devoted personal and situational awareness and pursue this in the broadest light of what is genuinely needed in the world around you. If you make this your method and your practice, the lens through which you perceive the world around you, you will find yourselves never lacking for opportunities. That you will be actively sought out by those of like mind, valued by the society in which you live, and fulfilled with the foundations of who you truly are. We live in extraordinary times, both in terms of the opportunities and challenges that we will face together. According to the current United Nations projections, by 2050, by the time that each of you is 55 years old, I know that seems like a long time, a full decade before you retire, global populations will reach 9 billion people. That's a lot of people. Our world and how we interact with it and within it will be defined by rapidly changing global climate, resource shortages, dynamic geopolitics, globalized market economics, unparalleled innovations in science and education, communications and technology to an extent unimagined by previous generations. You will bear witness to groundbreaking advancements in biotechnology, nanotechnology, medicine, cybernetics, and robotics. You will be the first generation to see people live to be 150 years old, and will watch the genesis of human off-world colonization as we take our first permanent steps off our planet of origin onto the surfaces of the Moon and Mars. Our maiden voyages and an exploration of the vast and uncharted regions of the cosmos. The opportunities for each of you to do and be the extraordinary have never been more at the fingertips of a generation. Always seek, never settle. Aspire greatly and unceasingly strive to achieve. As you move to this next stage of your lives, into this fast-paced, demanding, and very dynamic world that you're going to be going into, I would ask that you keep a few very important things in mind. At your most essential, on an atomic level, you are built of the stuff of stars that were born and died billions of years ago, particles that have traveled across countless light years through space and time to reconfigure themselves into you. You and everything around you is nothing but the essential energy of the universe and matter in process. The number of variables that needed to align themselves since the dawn of time with such precision to allow each of you to be sitting where you're sitting right now are incalculable. Each of you is the living embodiment of that miraculous process. You are the living edge of the universe. as it expands outward through space and time. You are the cusp of now and what we will become as we move ever forward into the future. I tell you this to remind you that under all circumstances, as you move beyond the perceived safety of these walls and this experience, respect yourself for what and who you are. And respect the world around you as you make it and it makes you. Be gentle, kind, compassionate, respectful, and humble in all that you do and all that you do. Do not attach your ideas of success to the labels that society would apply to your gender, status, accomplishments, material gain, or possessions. Each of these things are at their core ideas existing only in the mind and are substanceless and the very definition of ideas. You are so much more than your car, your diploma, your mincing selection, your clothing, your haircut, your Facebook profile, your Twitter feed. Value these things accordingly. Success in life can be measured by the quality of your relationships, the light you bring into this world, the richness of your experiences. Success will be in your laughter and tears, loves, losses, friendships, and adventures. Success will be measured by how and what you contribute to the world around you, not what you get monetarily or materially as the results of your efforts or your labors. I consider myself fortunate to be here. Truth be told, and parents out there, I beg your forgiveness for this in advance. I was a bit of a bad kid in high school. Let it suffice to say that I was in trouble a lot. I was a kid who was always pushing the boundaries of what was acceptable. I was always challenging the status quo. I was always questioning authority. Though I would like to do the expected thing here and encourage you to not do those things and to play it safe, I can't in all conscience do so. In a world full of sleepwalkers, challenge yourself to be always awake. This life requires intrepid souls, deep bravery, and it is only through the pushing of boundaries of what we know to be possible that we will discover who we truly are and what we are capable of. Always demand more of yourselves, revel in and cultivate your uniqueness. Do not look to others to validate who you are. Love yourself and be comfortable in your own skin. From where you sit right now, you have no idea where this life will take you, who you will meet, what you will become, what you will experience. Life is nothing, and nothing is guaranteed. Life is not linear. This is not a point A to point B process, regardless of how much planning and intention you apply. To a great extent, life will take you where you're supposed to go and lay along your path the people, relationships, opportunities, and challenges that you need to grow and learn from to have a full and rich experience. Be fearless in this endeavor. Each one of you is perfectly well provisioned for the journey that you're about to take. You lack nothing. Be unafraid to make mistakes and forgive yourself for them in advance. They are an essential part of this process. Possess always a teachable spirit. It is only through your experiences, through banging your shins, falling down, picking yourself back up again, and learning from your mistakes, that you will develop the personal strength to weather the difficulties that life will surely place upon your path. Always listen to your better nature, and above all else, trust yourselves. Many years ago, a book called Desiderata found its way into my hands. It was written in 1927 by Max Ehrmann, and the title is Latin for Desired Things. Though the content fundamentally changed the way that I saw the world around me at the time, one line has stuck with me over many miles traveled and has informed my life at a very foundational way. I believe that it's led me well, and now in parting I would like to leave it to you. Beyond a wholesome and healthy discipline, be gentle with yourself. You are a child of the universe, no less than the trees and stars. You have a right to be here. And whether or not it is clear to you, no doubt the universe is unfolding as it should. Therefore, be at peace with God, whatever you conceive him to be. And whatever your labors and aspirations in the noisy confusion of life, keep peace in your soul. With all of its sham, drudgery, and broken dreams, this is still a beautiful world. Be cheerful and strive to be happy. I'd like to thank you all so very much for listening to me this morning. I wish you all amazing fortune wherever this life may take you.
The second award we'd like to announce is the Doan Stewart Award, given by the Board of Trustees to the graduate who, while best exemplifying the ideals of the school, has made a positive contribution to the life of Doan Stewart. This year's award goes to two students, Anna Castro and Hassan Harris.
Well, it's now our pleasure to present diplomas to the class of 2013. And just to note, this class joined us when we moved to our new campus. So they've been here for all 4 years, and they really helped to shape our life here as a school, our traditions, new traditions, bringing over old traditions, and we're very grateful for that. They've been good company, so thank you all. Please come forward with your names called. Elena Berger. We want to make sure we get good pictures for everybody. So you get to see this picture.
Emmy Bloom.
Paige Bauer.
Anna Castro.
Xavier Clausen.
Jeremiah Cole.
Rachel Cordova.
Miller.
Brittany Edgenow.
Yasmin Fabian.
Shawnee Flannery.
Melissa Gonzalez.
Hassan Harris.
Margaret Newberg. Nayla Page. Adriano Shigetti.
Jacob Shipley.
Rory Sy. Jeffrey Stone.
Christina Summers.
pray to the Lord. Lord, hear our prayer.
Graduates, will you join me in prayer? Graduates. Almighty God, we pray that our lives will reflect the best of all that we have experienced during the past 4 years. Bless our families for the love and encouragement they've given us. May the students who follow us strive for strong ideals and find a rich and rewarding fulfillment. May those who have taught us and helped us mark our gratitude and your blessing. We pray to the Lord. Lord, this morning's graduation benediction reflects our interest in combining meaningful words from different religious and cultural sources. Mr. Bowman and I will read from the first epistle of Peter and from an old Gaelic blessing, which together express our heartfelt wishes for the class of 2013.
Love one another and be kind and humble with one another. Do not pay back evil with evil or cursing with cursing. Instead, pay back with a blessing, because a blessing is what God promised to give you when He called you. If you want to enjoy life and wish to see good times, keep from speaking evil. Turn away from evil and do good. Strive for peace with all your heart. For the Lord watches over the righteous and listens to their prayers. Who will harm you if you are eager to do what is good? But even if you should suffer for doing what is right, how happy you are. Do not be afraid of anyone, and do not worry. Be ready at all times to answer anyone who asks you to explain the hope that you have in you. But do it with gentleness and respect. Keep your conscience clear.
May you be poor in misfortune, rich in blessings, slow to make enemies, quick to make friends, but rich or poor, quick or slow, may you know nothing but happiness from this day